Early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and rise. This is a quote by Ben Franklin. I agree with this quote, however, not so much for adolescents. Adolescents need to have a lot more sleep than anyone else. Kids, they don't worry about sleep. They are always on the go. Adults, there's just no time for sleep, and we just have to take it. But for adolescents, this is the time that they are forming into an adult. We need to get them started as a responsible adult. And at this time, with us doing this, we are trying to get them to go to school early, have a job after school to pay for anything, for responsibilities, and possibly have after school activities. And on top of that, socialize and do homework. How can a student do all that and get plenty of sleep? They can't. They have to be at school at 7:15 in the morning. They're so tired. A lot of students are not getting the right amount of sleep. About 69% of the students in the United States are getting less than 8 hours. 40% are getting less than 6 hours of sleep. That is not healthy for them. That can make them groggy, obviously, and it doesn't allow them to focus in school. They're tired, they're dozing in and out of in a classroom, especially when they're not interested, and we need to try to make them interested. And on top of that, these students it's decreasing their grades, and it is decreasing their attendance, and this is not good. We need them to stay in school, we need them to focus, and we need them to learn, so that way they can better themselves later on in life. Dr. Kayla Wattstrom at the University of Minnesota did a big study for pushing back the time to about 8:15, 8:40. 7 high schools in Minnesota started their morning time at 8:40. There was a huge difference. Students were going to school and staying in school. They were more refreshed, more alert, more focused, and their grades were improving, and depression decreased. The number one thing that I'm concerned about is depression in teens. We want to decrease that, and with that we should help them get more sleep, so that way they are more focused, alert, clear-minded. The students are going to have negativity thoughts when they're groggy, so we want to keep them from having those thoughts, and we want them to make good, positive thoughts. And I do feel that students should be able to do all that if we get them the right amount of sleep. Out here in Fauquier County, we start high school and middle school around 7:15. Now, the closest high school to northern part of Fauquier County is Fauquier High School. These students are getting up at possibly 4 in the morning, according to some of my classmates of 2011. They have said that, and they said that they had to get up that early because it takes about 30 to 45 minutes to get to school. This is not fair for them. Why do they have to get up that early before the sun? They should be able to sleep in. So the students that live out in this area are going to school that early, waking up at 4 a.m. and doing all this. They're going to school, they're coming home, doing homework, going to work, and by the time all that is said and done and that student is ready for bed, it's possibly 11 o'clock at night to possibly midnight. So that student is only getting 4 hours of sleep. That's not fair. They need 8. So that student needs double the amount of sleep. That's not fair to them. So I feel that students need to start at 8:15 at the earliest. I feel that elementary should be the ones to start early because, like I've said before, they are bubbly, they are energetic, They are more energetic than an adolescent is, just because that's how human nature is. And there are some doctors out here who believe that high schools and middle schools are ignoring the health of teens. We need to stop that. We need to have the schools look into this more. However, some have actually looked into starting school later. I have not heard or seen any schools that have changed so far. They are looking into it, and I am hoping for improvement in the researches, and I hope that something will change for them so we can get them focused, alert, and not depressed. This is extremely hard on an adolescent, and I feel that students really do need to start later at this age, because they are forming into an adult and they are having all these hormones and thoughts and everything, and we need to get them clear-minded. We need to get them focused and their grades improved. And like I said, Dr. Warstrom had the research, and she is continuing her research, and she still is arguing for us to change our school time. I agree with her 100% to do so. Hopefully in the near future this will happen and improvement in adolescence will increase.